Catch the wave. You're listening to Wave Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
What's going on, good people? You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown, and it is what? It is Build a Brand Wednesday. That's right. We are building you up to what you need to be and to fit where you are going. So today's show, the focus is, you say you want it, but are you built for it? Yes. You say you want more success, more growth, more opportunity. But let me ask you something. Are you actually built for what you're asking for? Let's be honest today. This isn't about your business. This isn't about your logo, your website, or your followers. This is about you. Because whether you realize it or not, you are the infrastructure behind everything you are trying to build. And if your infrastructure is unstable, your success will be temporary or none at all. You're not building a brand, you're building a vessel. And the word already speaks like this. This is what the word says. 2 Timothy, let's look at 2 Timothy 2, 2021. I'm just going to sum it up for you, okay? It said, there are vessels, some to honor, some not. And if a man purge himself, he should be a vessel unto honor, prepared for every good works. And I summed that up. So I didn't read all of it verbatim 2021, but it says if a man purge himself, he should be a vessel unto honor, prepared for every good work. That means this: preparation determines if you're usable, not just desired. So the question is, can your current version of yourself actually carry the life you keep asking for? I want you to think about that. Hey, you tuned in to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown. Go tell somebody to tune in, all right?
Join us on this heavenly journey, one song at a time, Wave Radio.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise, and this is Build a Brand Wednesday. Are you built for what you are asking for? See, most people are not failing because of the lack of opportunity. They're failing because of the lack of structure. And if you notice, I keep saying that every day. It's not the lack of opportunity. It's the lack of something else. But today, they're failing because of the lack of structure. They move based on how they feel. They start strong when they're motivated, and they disappear when it gets hard. When the motivation is gone, they gone. They have moments of intensity, but no system of consistency. That's not strategy. That's instability. And instability cannot sustain success. You can't carry a heavyweight life with the lightweight version of yourself, because without structure, every day becomes a negotiation. And when everything is negotiable, nothing gets built. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
You're riding the waves of faith and grace on Wave Radio.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise here on Wave Radio. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown, and it is Build a Brand Wednesday. And I always say, you are the brand. It's not your business. It's not what you're doing. You are the brand, and everything else is just a product of you. If you're not right, everything else won't be right. But let's talk about build to last versus winging it. There are two types of people: those who are built to last and those who are winging it. Built to last people move with systems, operate with discipline, think long term, make decisions that protect their future. Now, let's talk about the people who just be winging it. Move with emotions, react to pressure, focus on the moment, chase the feel goods instead of what's built them. I'm gonna say that again because I kind of studied that last sentence. Chase what feels good instead of what builds them. And here's the truth: you cannot carry a heavyweight assignment with a lightweight infrastructure. You can't carry a heavyweight life with a lightweight version of yourself. At some point, your results will expose your foundation. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Stay tuned and stay blessed here on Wave Radio.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. It is what? Build a Brand Wednesday. And we're talking about, are you built for what you're asking for? And last break, we was talking about people who are built for it or people who are just winging it. Let's talk about the people who are just winging it. Let me go a little deeper. There's a cost of winging it, especially mentally. Let's talk about your mind. Anxiety doesn't just come from life. It comes from the lack of structure. When your life has no order, your brain stays in survival mode, always reacting, always adjusting, always trying to catch up. You wake up already behind. You move through the day trying to recover. And if you end the day feeling like nothing was completed, that's exhausting. And you're calling it stress, but in reality, it's really misalignment. Your mind is overloaded because your life has no system to support it. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Stay tuned and stay blessed here on Wave Radio.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise, and it is Build a Brand Wednesday. And we was talking about the cost of winging it. So the first cost we talked about was mental. Let's talk about the second cost, which is physical. What it would cost you to just wing it. What it would cost you physically. Now, let's talk about your body. Some of you are trying to build something great with no sleep, poor nutrition, and no recovery. You're running on low energy, trying to produce high-level results. But guess what? You're tired all the time. Your energy is inconsistent. Your focus is weak. And you think you need more motivation? No, you need restoration because your body is your production system. And if your system is run down, your output will always suffer because neglecting your health is not a sacrifice. It's a sabotage. You can't carry heavyweight life with a lightweight version of yourself. Get yourself in order. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Stay tuned and stay blessed here on Wave Radio.
What's going on, good people? You know, like I always say, you got to request a shout out, hit me up. You're tuned in to the Afternoon Praise. You know who I am. It's Demetrius L. Brown. And we are talking about, are you built for what you're asking for? Let's talk about stress plus decision making. See, when your body is under constant stress, you don't think clearly. You react. Your brain shifts into survival mode. You make emotional decisions. You second guess yourself. And then you start operating out of urgency instead of intention. So now you're not just tired. You're making bad decisions while tired. That's a dangerous combination, people. A dangerous combination. Because one bad decision made in a weak moment can cost you everything you've been building your whole life, building for years. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Stay tuned and stay blessed here on Wave Radio.
We are midway through the week, but it's Good Friday coming up. So I guess tomorrow's the last day for some of you all. You all are off on Good Friday. Hopefully, you know, you're getting some rest. You might be volunteering, doing something that's not strenuous or stressful, you know, restoration, you're restoring. But let's do an identity shift. Let me shift some things. Let me shift you real quick. You don't rise to your goals. You fall to your identity. If you see yourself as inconsistent, you will produce inconsistent results. If you see yourself as disciplined, your behavior will follow that identity. Identity is not what you say, it's what you repeatedly demonstrate. So the real question is not, what are you trying to do? The question is, who have you decided to be consistently? Woo. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Bringing the sounds of heaven 24/7. Wave Radio.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown. I always hear this, man, the devil made me do it. Man, that person hating on me. This person this person this. When are you going to say, I? Let's talk about self-sabotage. This is where people lose it. When your success starts to grow, but your identity hasn't caught up, you will sabotage yourself. You'll procrastinate. You'll overthink. You'll pull back. You'll start questioning what you once moved in confidently. Not because you can't do it, but because you don't see yourself as the person who should have it. So instead of rising, you shrink back to what feels familiar. And then you get blinded by the whole process and you start blaming other people because other people see your inconsistency and they don't promote you or put you in places or open doors you think you should be in. But it was all based on your self-sabotage, not nobody else, not no haters, not the devil. Hey, get your mind right. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wave Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown. You need to put yourself an on-point system together. So this is what you do. So how do we fix this? You become on point. Being on point means you are aligned across your entire life. Not just when it's convenient, not just when people are watching, but consistently. It means your life is not random, it's intentional. And there are 5 areas you need to lock in: spiritual alignment, mental discipline, physical stewardship, personal stewardship, and execution system. When these 5 areas are aligned, your life stop being random and start becoming intentional. That's when you stop winging it and you start becoming built for it. We're going to break each system down. So keep it locked, all right? You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wave Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. Let's talk about the 5 areas that'll help you lock in so that you can stop winging it and become being built for it. Let's look at the first area, spiritual alignment. You got to put God first. You got to put God first. See, you need clarity on why. Not surface level, but real clarity. Because when your why is unclear, you become easily distracted. You chase things that look good, but don't align. But when your purpose is locked in, you move with direction, not confusion. You stop asking, what should I do? Where should I be? And start moving in what you already know. So put God first, get clarity on your God-given purpose so that you can move the way you need to move. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wave Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown. And the second area we want to talk about is mental discipline. Mental discipline. You must learn how to control your focus because focus is your most valuable asset. Your environment will always try to pull your attention. Your emotions will try to distract you. Your thoughts will try to slow you down. But discipline says, I'm staying locked in regardless, because where your attention goes, your life follows. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wave Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown. And the third area we were talking about to help you get out of that winging zone and get to that I'm built for it zone is physical stewardship. Your body. Your body is not separate from your success. It is the engine behind it. If your energy is low, your execution will suffer. If your health is off, your consistency will break. You don't work out just to look good. You train to stay capable. You eat to fuel performance, not just to satisfy cravings. Because the stronger your body is, the more your life can demand from you. And the word says you must become a vessel fit for use. Prepared. You can't carry a heavyweight life with a lightweight version of you. You tuned into the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wave Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. And the fourth area we were talking about was your personal standards. Your standards are what you do on your worst days. Excuse me. Not your best day. Anybody can perform when they feel good. But who are you when you don't feel like it? Do you still show up? Do you still execute? Do you still finish? Because your standards are your safety net. They protect you when your motivation disappears. Your standards keep you out of trouble. Your standards keep you from people who want you to do the wrong thing. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wave Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. Now, let's look at the other area. Let's look at the fifth area. We broke down 5 areas, and the fifth area is your systems. You need structure in your life because systems remove guesswork. They reduce decision fatigue. They create consistency. They protect your focus. They allow you to move without constantly thinking about what to do next. If you don't have systems, you will always rely on motivation. And motivation is inconsistent. But systems will keep you moving when you don't feel like it. So again, those 5 systems, the 5 areas we talked about to help you lock in, to stop winging it and start becoming built for it, was spiritual alignment, mental discipline, physical stewardship, personal standards, and the execution system. You get these areas right in your life, I promise you, your life stops being random. It starts becoming intentional. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wave Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. Let's have a reality check. Let's check it. Let's check your reality. Are you consistent? That's a question. Do you have structure? That's another question. Are you taking care of your body? That's another question. Are you finishing what you start? Or are you just moving when you feel like it? Because that's not building. That's surviving. That's reacting. That's hoping things come together instead of making them come together. You can't carry a heavyweight life with a lightweight version of yourself. And I keep saying that. I keep repeating that one line because I want you to know you can't carry a heavyweight life with a lightweight version of yourself. You're listening to the Afternoon Praise. I'm your host, Demetrius L. Brown.
Catch the wave. You're listening to Wave Radio, your home for uplifting gospel music.
Man, my time is up. It's been great. Man, I hope you had a great Wednesday, and I hope Build a Brand Wednesday was an asset to you. Take this knowledge, take these tools, these nuggets, and put them in your life where they fit in. All right? But let's close out with this. Let me leave you with this. The question is not, do you want it? The question is, are you a vessel ready for it? Because the word already told us, 2 Timothy 2 verse 20-21, you must become a vessel fit for the master's use, prepared. Stop asking for more. If you haven't built the capacity to carry it, stop praying for expansion, but neglecting your foundation. Your feelings are unreliable. Your discipline is what matters. Consistency is your real brand. And if your mind, your body, and your spirit are not aligned, what you build would not last. You can't carry a heavyweight life with a lightweight version of yourself. God is not just calling you to do more. He's calling you to become better. So build a life that can carry what you're asking for. Hey, you're listening to the Afternoon Praise, and I am out of here. Peace.
Stay tuned and stay blessed here on Wave Radio.